A few months ago, I believe it was in September, I asked a question in the parliament. I asked Stuart Young to tell us, brothers and sisters, how many times he went to Venezuela. When he went to Venezuela, who he met, officials. When he went to Venezuela, who he took with him. When he went to Venezuela, how much each trip cost. Well, the fella run and hide. Man, he hide in September. He hide in October. He hide in December. The speaker had to write a letter to him. Look, the letter here. Telling him, Mr. Minister, you have not answered this question. I demand reasons for the delay in answering. We are now calling it the infamous question 9. It is the question 9 of the century. Anytime you hear question 9, it is question 9. It was filed. Why did you not answer question 9? She asked him. I appreciate, please tell me. The letter is dated December 12th. Well, we waited, and finally, we got something resembling a response. I have the response in my hand. Let me say, it is now a public document. It is not a private and secret document. This is the response. And there's a reason why they didn't reply. You see, let me just tell you what I asked, so you keep it in mind. The number of occasions on which Stuart Young traveled to Venezuela, the official agenda of each meeting, a list of all officials in attendance at each meeting, cost of travel, accommodation, hotel, wherever that is, right? My brothers and sisters, would you believe between August 2022, according to them, now you can't believe everything they say, but according to them with this, between August 2022 to June 2024, this gentleman, Stuart Young, spent $1.2 million traveling to Venezuela. Now, Venezuela, if you go to Cedras, it's 10 minutes away, and if you go to Piaco, it's 45 minutes away. He goes to Venezuela August 5th, 6th. Now, that is one day, that is a night. When you say 5, 6, a night. He goes with Commander Alden Jasper. That fella is a military attaché in Caracas. What he going to a meeting for? To discuss energy matters? Would you carry the military attaché? But you know what they did here? This is a farce. It is inaccurate. It is not full. It is not a full account. And it is still hiding. It lacks accountability and transparency. Huh? It is skimpy like that bikini and swimsuit that Saddam spoke about in Tobago. I know he's trying to chill up your spine when he mentioned that. And for all the answers, for every trip, they give the same answer. What is the reason for the trip? Here the reason for the trip. They give the same answer for everything. Huh? The minister went to negotiate matters related to the energy sector. He gone to every meeting to do that. And he carried the military attaché. One night cost them $32,000 in August 2022. February 6th, he went for a day. Now he goes with an interpreter and so on. I understand she is a public servant. We don't want to call her name and so on. He goes for one day, February 6th. One day, $40,000 for one day trip to Venezuela. Military attaché. February 22nd, 23rd, 2023. He goes, but there's a night again, 22 to 23. $54,000 for the one night trip. March 13th, 15th, 2023. The same Stuart Young military attaché, $89,000 to spend a day in Venezuela. $89,000. It continues, $48,000, $105,000, $150,000. No, this one is nice, listen. November 2nd to 4th. Now, 2nd to 4th of November 2023 is a night. If you spend the night, you spend the dates already 3rd, you spend one day. So you travel on the 2nd, you come back on the 4th. The 3rd, you know what's the cost of that? They carry permanent secretary as well, I think, yes. $137,000 to spend a day in Venezuela. What is this man doing in Venezuela? And in this answer, he cannot name the officials who he met in Venezuela. Tonight I asked Stuart Young to tell us, is it that he is prohibited by the government of Venezuela from naming anyone he meets in Venezuela? Did Maduro tell him that he cannot disclose the names of any Venezuelan officials that he meets in Venezuela? And that is why they cannot tell us who he met. Who you met in Venezuela for all these trips, they cannot and will not say. Because half of the people he meet arrested and the next half sanctioned. So he can't say nobody now because America looking for all of them. They put a bounty on Maduro, I think it's 25 million United States dollars for his arrest and conviction. They might put one on Stuart Young. And this time, Stuart Young, if they put a bounty on you, it's not a penny. It won't be a penny. This time it might be a little more. Brothers and sisters, I go on November 29th, 30th, 2023. Now, the fella went November 20th, 2023. You know he gone back on the 29th? So he comes back to Trinidad, change his clothes, and he gone back to Venezuela. Here the cost of that one now. He went 29th, 30th, 2023. $40,000. That is where he went. But it had one that really struck me, you know. I don't know why it struck me. December 21 to 22. That's just before Christmas, huh? 21 to 22. That's you travel on the 21 and you come back on the 22. So what, you spend a night, huh? Total for the trip, $110,000. But they are carrying NGC officials, but they cannot name the NGC officials either. NGC officials are paid for by the state. They are public officers in that sense, or contract workers. Why we can't know the names of NGC officials who went? But they spent $110,000. You all hear that? That is what Stuart Young doing in 1 month. He went 3 times to Venezuela. And March 12 to 16, 2024. Now before I reach March, February 14 to 15, 2024. Now that's Valentine's night, for some of you who just follow that. The guy had a night for Valentine's in Venezuela. February 14th, he come back the 15th. I sure 1 or 2 all years do that too. February 14th to 15th in Venezuela, the taxpayers pay for Valentine's night $62,000. That's a lot of flowers and chocolate and thing, eh? $62,000 for Valentine's night in 2024 in Venezuela. This fella for real? He want to be prime minister? What you want to do now? Carry more people for Valentine's? March 12, 16, 12 to 16 is how much? 4 days, huh? 2024. He gone with a side. $240,000 for 4 days in Venezuela. Brothers and sisters, it goes on and on. The cost here is that we know of is 1.2 million. When you add NGC costs to that and other costs that they will hide, you are dealing with about $2.5 million in travel, for which you don't know who he met. He said everything had to do with energy matters. Everything. We don't know what is that. Who is that? Our technical people will ask those questions. I'm sure the dragon himself will open fire when he gets an account of this to understand what he went to do there, what meeting, what issues he raised, brothers and sisters. So that is where we are. We have the answer. And I want to alert Stuart Young. You could run, but you can't hide.